Hello, dear artificial intelligence enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into something absolutely game-changing. NVIDIA has just released a new open-source model, the Llama 3.1 Nemotron 70 billion parameters instruct model. And believe me, this thing is a total powerhouse. This model not only goes toe-to-toe with some of the most advanced models out there, like GPT-4 and Claude 3.5, but it actually surpasses them in many ways. How crazy is that? Just when you think closed source models have the upper hand, boom, open source comes in and changes the game. So what's the big deal with this Llama 3.1 Nemotron model? Why should you care? Well, for one, NVIDIA didn't just copy what others were doing. They introduced a unique technique that sets this model apart. They took the Llama 3.1 as their base and enhanced it using reinforcement learning. This allowed it to outperform state-of-the-art models like GPT-4 and others that we thought were unbeatable. In this video, I'll break down the genius behind this approach and show you how NVIDIA pulled off this incredible feat. Now, let's get into the juicy details. On the highly respected Arena Hard benchmark from LLM Arena AI, Llama 3.1 Nemotron is leading the pack. But how exactly did NVIDIA get it to perform so well? It's all about their advanced reward model, which fine-tunes the AI's responses to be more aligned with human feedback. Basically, they found a way to train the AI so that it understands and delivers what humans really want. They used two methods, the Bradley-Terry model and the regression model. Without getting too technical, the Bradley-Terry model compares responses and picks the best one, while the regression model gives each response a score based on things like helpfulness and accuracy. These two methods together make this model incredibly sharp and intuitive. Now, of course, there were challenges. Training AI models on different types of data makes it difficult to compare them directly, but NVIDIA's team came up with a brilliant solution. They developed a dataset called HelpSteer 2, which bridges this gap by combining data from both approaches. It's like having the best of both worlds, ranking systems and numerical ratings to guide the AI in producing the best responses possible. So, what does all of this mean in the real world? Well, their model achieved top scores on the Reward Bench benchmark, and when put through the Arena Hard Auto tool, it was tested against 500 challenging queries, judged by none other than GPT-4 Turbo. Pretty wild, right? Llama 3.1 Nemotron came out on top in many categories, even though it's technically an open source model, proving once again that open source innovation can rival and sometimes surpass closed source models. But here's where things get even more fascinating. The model's performance isn't just about raw power. NVIDIA found that by tweaking how the model structures its responses, whether it's using bullet points or writing out full sentences, can dramatically change how helpful we perceive the responses to be. So in some cases, just a little style shift makes the difference between good and great. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Benchmarks are cool, but how does this model hold up in real-world scenarios? That's what really matters, right? Well, here's where it gets fun. I threw some tricky questions at it, ones designed to trip up even the best models, and I was shocked by the results. Let me give you a quick example. In one test, the model was asked to calculate something, but with irrelevant data thrown into the question to confuse it. Most models, including some top performers, got this wrong. But after a simple prompt telling Llama 3.1 Nemotron to reread the question, it nailed the answer. How insane is that? Now, some models, like GPT-4, have a built-in process for reasoning steps, which help guide the AI to the right answer. But sometimes, all you need is for the model to focus on what the question is actually asking. By prompting it to reread, you can get significantly better responses. What about reasoning tasks? Well, I put it through another tough test from a research paper that highlighted how most large language models struggle with irrelevant data. Guess what? NVIDIA's Llama 3.1 Nemotron passed this one with flying colors. It was able to ignore the irrelevant information and zero in on the core question, giving an accurate and insightful answer. But here's the real kicker. NVIDIA used a reinforcement method called reinforce, which is uniquely good at responding to oddball questions, like how many R's are in the word strawberry? Other top models got this wrong, but Llama 3.1 Nemotron nailed it. It counted the letters and answered correctly. So what does this mean for the future of AI? Well, with open source models like this catching up and even surpassing closed source giants, the race is far from over. We're going to see more innovation, sharper models, and even better results across the board. And I, for one, can't wait to see what's next. That's it for today's deep dive. What do you think about NVIDIA's Llama 3.1 Nemotron model? Have you tested it yourself? If so, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what kind of results you're getting. But hey, before we wrap up, Let's talk about why this model could change everything we know about AI development. NVIDIA's strategy here is not just about releasing another model, it's about setting new standards. Imagine if more open source models continue to push boundaries like this. It's going to create a ripple effect across industries, from tech to healthcare to education. Suddenly, AI tools will be smarter, more efficient, and more accessible to everyone. It's going to lower the barrier of entry for so many people who previously couldn't afford or access top-tier AI models. And that's a huge win for innovation. What really excites me is the future potential of this model. Think about all the different industries that could benefit from this kind of power. From creative fields like art and music to technical areas like coding and engineering, Llama 3.1 Neutron is a tool that can change how we work, create, and think. Imagine being able to generate hyper-realistic art with just a few prompts or coding complex programs in half the time. The possibilities are endless, and we're just scratching the surface. And let's not forget the importance of NVIDIA's commitment to open source. This model isn't just for the big players, it's available for anyone to use and experiment with. That means more people can innovate, create, and push the boundaries of what AI can do. Whether you're a developer, an artist, a teacher, or just someone curious about AI, this model is going to open up so many doors for you. It's like having a superpower in your hands. Okay, back to the benchmarks for a second. Remember when we talked about Arena Hard Auto? This tool didn't just test NVIDIA's model against simple queries. These were 500 of the most challenging, open-ended questions you can throw at a language model. And NVIDIA's Llama 3.1 Neutron passed with flying colors. What's impressive is that it wasn't just about giving the right answers. It was about delivering them in a way that feels natural and helpful. Whether the response came as a list, a detailed explanation, or just a quick summary, the model knew exactly how to present information in the most user-friendly way possible. Now, some of you might be thinking, sure, it's great for benchmarks, but can it handle everyday tasks? And the answer is a resounding yes. I've tested this model on everything from casual conversation to complex problem solving, and it's consistently blown me away. One time, I asked it a question with a bunch of random, unrelated details thrown in, just to see if it would get confused. But guess what? It saw right through the distractions and gave me the exact answer I was looking for. That kind of intelligence is what sets Llama 3.1 Neutron apart from other models. It's not just about brute force or having a massive amount of parameters. It's about being smart, efficient, and understanding the user's intent. And that's what makes this model so exciting. To sum it all up, NVIDIA has done something incredible here. By combining advanced reinforcement learning techniques with a commitment to open source development, they've created a model that's truly state-of-the-art. Whether you're using it for creative projects, technical work, or just exploring what AI can do, Llama 3.1 Neutron is going to be a game changer. Did you like the video? Then subscribe, and if you want to be informed the next time I upload a video, then activate the bell. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay real.